Hi guys, and welcome to the second episode. Welcome to our review of the second episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We're shooting this right after shooting episode 1 because we're trying to catch up before we hit episode 3, which premieres in 3 days,
Yeah.
2 days. Um, so welcome. I'm joined by my very good friend, the smooth operator, Chino Bustamante.
What's up?
What's up? What's up? Anyways, so let's get right to it. Episode 2 of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Chino, what are your thoughts?
Okay. This might be a controversial take. The context of this is you told me this was only 6 eps, right? So
Yeah.
basically, we're done with the third of the show after this episode. While I liked how episode 1 was slow, and while I acknowledge that episode 2 had more action than episode 1, I still found this episode a bit too slow burning for my
Whoa.
tastes.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought it would ramp up more than it did. Again, the context is that there are only 6 eps in this series. So I guess the focus here was for more character development and introducing more things to the story, which we will discuss in further detail. But I just expected a lot more development and a lot more um, action than what was seen in episode 2. Though I really like the exploration of the John Walker character, which again we'll talk in
Yeah.
detail.
Yeah.
What did you think about episode 2?
What I liked about episode 2 is that I always knew, I mean, being an MCU nerd, I've always watched mga behind the scenes interviews of Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. So I know the
Yeah.
chemistry that they have. So it was nice to finally see it
Yeah.
because again, first episode they weren't together. So I finally got that release. Okay, now I see them together and like it just works. It's magic when they're on screen
Yeah.
together.
Great chemistry.
Great chemistry. I also love the development of John Walker. I love
Yeah, me too.
how until episode 2, I'm still very conflicted. Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Is he
I
really a
have
good
thoughts
guy
about it.
and I'm just the douche? Or is he really a douche? Right?
I have
So I
thoughts about
love
it.
these lingering questions. Aside from that, what else do I like with episode 2? They go hard with if you guys have seen our review of episode 1, we already briefly mentioned how this show seems to be dealing with racial inequality and whatnot, which is super
Relevant.
relevant right now. And you know what, fun fact is that they did not know when they shot this, they did not know all of this was happening. I mean, the Black
Oh,
Lives Movement was happening way back when,
yep.
but
Yep.
it hit a new level with the whole
Yeah.
George
Yeah.
Floyd thing.
Yeah.
And
This was
Falcon
shot
with the
before
Soldier
that.
was filmed way before that. Sorry.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing how it's all connecting, right? And now it's just making it look like for Marvel, like, man, they're
Yeah.
really thinking things through. Like they're really
Yeah.
foreseeing what's happening, right? So that's cool. Yeah, jumping right to it. So I guess we can go to our quick recap, or hopefully
Yeah.
it's quick. I don't know. It doesn't matter if it's quick. Well, whatever. We'll go through it. Of episode 2. I have a lot of things. There's a lot of things I want to talk about with episode 2. So the episode opens with John Walker walking inside a football locker room. I found that really weird. I mean, come on, you're introducing Captain America and like he's in the locker room. Like really? I'm sure it's his college, but like, come on, man, it's Captain America. Whatever, feels weird. Anyway, so follow his girlfriend. Was this
I
clear?
think it's his
Girlfriend,
wife.
wife?
It's his wife. I
That
think
was
so.
not clear.
It was not clear, but reading
Mm,
articles about it, they mentioned I
okay.
read like 2 that it's his wife.
Okay. So talks about the wife comes in and they talk about, the like is John okay? Like, is he ready for what about to happen? So John Walker goes like, everybody in the world expects me to be something. I don't want to fail them. And then the wife is like, just be yourself. They're gonna love you. I think that's a line that stood out the most for me, because I mean, how this episode plays out. If you guys are watching this, I'm hoping you guys have, again, full spoilers. I'm hoping you guys have finished the episode already.
Yeah.
I think this is a, what do you call those, where they give you hints at what might happen. I
Foreshadowing.
buzzed already. There you go. So I feel like this is foreshadowing the character, the character of John Walker. I feel like, him saying here, everybody in this world expects me to be something. I don't want to fail them.
Yeah.
And the girl's like, be yourself. They're gonna love you. So in this world of the MCU, I feel like it's very meta right now. What's happening in this
Yeah.
world of the MCU? John Walker is a good guy.
Yeah.
Everyone around him thinks he's a good guy. It's only
Yeah.
us that don't
Yeah.
think he's a good guy. We are the ones that don't exist in the world.
Yeah. For sure.
So our impression of him could be wrong. And we'll just never know. We won't know yet, right? So I feel like that line will have weight into the future.
And I
So,
think it's
mhm.
a interesting juxtaposition on how episode 1 ended to how
Dude, that was
episode
the
2
word
started.
I wrote. Juxtaposition, but you can't see it. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
This, like, you know how in episode 1, with the context of how the episode ended, introducing a new Captain America, you're gonna make the viewers hate you. And then how they introduce John Walker, the new Captain America, in episode 2, by suddenly humanizing him and by showing him struggling with what was given to him, as opposed to what you would expect, which is him like enjoying what was given to him. It really takes the viewers on a loop. It makes them really second guess on how they think about that particular person. And
Yeah.
it goes it actually, the whole episode is a loop on how it makes you think about John Walker, because there are certain aspects where you suddenly sympathize for him, then he does something that makes you not like him again. So it really is like a roller coaster of emotions with that particular person.
It really is. It really is. Yeah. We'll get more into that in a few.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like what I was. Yeah, that's literally the notes I had. That's amazing. So same scene. John Walker goes on to, so a quick banter. The wife walks out after. I mean, after that line, the wife walks out, and then
The
some guy
partner
comes in.
walks in.
A partner of him walks
Yeah.
in, and he talks about, are you ready? Again, same thing. Like, are you ready with what's about to happen? Like, what have you been doing and whatnot? And John Walker's all, there's a lot of suits and handshakes and meetings. I just want to do the job. Again, this is where I feel like this is where they're evolving the character of Captain America. Now it
Yeah.
feels like Captain America is a brand. Now, parang like
Yeah.
anyone can just take it and like they'll do something new to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like John Walker, him saying that, there's a lot of suits, handshakes, and meetings. I just want to do the job. He really means well.
Yeah, for sure.
When he said that, this was on my fifth viewing. When he said that, I was like, oh, this guy means well. But my first viewing, I'm like, what a dick.
I
It's
got
like,
that on the
again,
first viewing.
that he means well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because, like, again, as I
Wow.
said, that they really wanted, and I guess I got that thing, that they really wanted to humanize John Walker. Again, very strong juxtaposition from the last ep. I think it
Yeah.
was purposeful why they wanted to do that, to, like, again, get you on a loop. So, and the way that it was acted, I really think that, diba, from him in his old locker room to what the wife said to what the partner said, he really, I think what I got is that he really means well. Like, he's also feeling the pressure of being the new Captain America. He's just embracing it more than Sam ever did. So it, like, that scene in the put that scene in the locker room really made it humanize. But then going to the next scene, where he's being interviewed with the whole marching band and the news cycle. Again, it takes you on a loop. It makes you not like him again. But then again,
It's
it's
true.
something again. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
So it's really
It's the fault
our
of the viewer. Viewer.
yeah, it's our attachment to Captain America,
Captain America. Steve
to Steve
Rogers.
Rogers, and freaking Chris Evans playing the role to perfection that we are so allergic to another person being Captain America.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, great scene. Again, I love what you said. Like, comparing it to how the scene ended, first episode, and then we jump here where they humanize him. Yeah,
Mhm.
nice way to put it, really. So after that, we jump to the football interview scene where like there's a shot with Captain Not America. I'm sorry. Moving forward, I'm calling him Captain Not America. I'm sorry.
It's
So Captain
really
North America
it's really
runs
not.
in, high fives his partner, sits down with the interviewer, and they get right to it. Right. They interviewer starts asking a bunch of questions, but the one that really stood out to me the most is that moment where she mentions all his achievements, John Walker's
Yeah.
achievements. You have 3 Medal of Honors, you blah 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 blah, and you tested off the charts in every category: speed, endurance,
While she
intelligence.
said that, it was the scene of him throwing the shield.
That is the one question I have. Can anyone throw the shield that strong? I don't get
Um.
it. Like,
Okay.
what are the laws here?
Uh. I'm not. I forget the properties of vibranium, but correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't it both strong and light?
Hmm. I'm.
It's not heavy, right? It's
If
not
anyone's
adamantium.
watching, any hardcore MCU fan,
Okay,
you guys
because
know?
if Black Panther's suit is made of adamantium and it's like, diba? If it's like a suit that he can move freely around and jump and do athletic
Wait,
stuff
is
in.
there adamant? There's
I mean, sorry, vibranium,
vibranium. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like,
yeah,
what?
vibranium. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like, I think correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's both strong and light. So I guess he can throw it around freely if you're a good enough combatant and a good enough soldier. I don't think it's something that you need super strength because it's not particularly
But
heavy. It's just strong.
I get that. I mean, that could be completely true, and I'll buy that reasoning because this is a world of comic
Yeah,
heroes. But it undervalues Steve Rogers' strength.
for sure, for sure.
It's like,
And you don't think
okay,
they
so like anyone can throw the shield. I can throw the shield.
and you don't think that's emotional manipulation in the part of MCU? Doesn't it make you hate John Walker more?
Ah, yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah. Well,
You're devaluing Steve
yeah,
Rogers. At
yeah.
at that, the result of that is you hating
Oh,
the new Captain
but
America more.
so now there's complexity to it because that leads me to my next point. Now
Mm.
that's interesting because shortly after that that thing of the interviewer mentioning the Medal of Honors and whatnot.
Yeah,
Sorry. Um, John Walker goes on to say how he's not like Dr. Banner or Tony Stark, wherein he does not have super strength and he does not have all the latest gadget.
yeah,
What he does have, to quote him, what I do have is guts. That's something Cap had and always needed. And I need all the guts I can get because I have big shoes to fill.
yeah.
So how I understood that, I'm not sure if you're the same with me, Cheens here, but I got so insulted there on my second watch because to me it really felt like, to John Walker, Captain America is just that. Like, if you have guts, you're Captain America.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's not what Captain America is about. It's not the fucking guts.
yeah.
It's more than that. It's his values. It's the values he
True.
has.
Yeah,
And that's why prior to that, talking about the strength, they were saying about like, yeah, everyone can have the strength because anyone can throw the shield. You can throw the shield. I can throw the shield. And you can
yeah.
have guts. I can have guts. John Walker can have guts. but doesn't make us Captain America. What makes Captain America, for me, it's his values. And
For sure. But then
seeing
again,
those two lines after, yeah.
that scene is like it's being written to antagonize John
They're
Walker
poking the
to the
bear.
viewers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
so
poking the
they're
bear.
really
The
like,
bear being
this
us.
guy. Especially the dialogue right after that scene where he was like, correct me if I'm wrong. It's like, I never met Steve, uh, but if
I
I,
hate
but
that
if
line.
I, but
Oh
if
my
I
god, I
did,
hate that
what was
line.
the line? It's like, I never met Steve,
Okay,
but
wait,
if I
wait,
did,
wait. Even though I never met him, he
yeah,
feels like a brother. He feels like a
diba? So it's
brother to
like
me. Oh my god! And then it
he's
cut to the scene of Bucky, and then Bucky's like nodding. I'm like, oh my god, I feel for you. Like that is so insulting. Oh my
right.
god.
So he really thinks that he's, or I don't know if he thinks or he's projecting that he can be Captain America. And again, for him, that's what he needs to do. He needs to have that confidence that he can be Captain America because the government entrusted him. Everyone believes that he could be whatever version of Captain America. So, like, you could say that he needed to do this, but as a viewer, I mean, Captain America, Steve Rogers, Captain America has 100% approval. Him doing that makes you hate him even more. And again, I guess the whole thing is amplified by the first scene where it humanizes him. Then suddenly there's a shift. So again, it really takes the viewer on a ride.
Yep. I know. Oh god, that scene. Oh man. When he said that, that whole guts thing, got so annoyed. Whatever. Moving on. So we cut to the scene where Bucky and Sam meet in some kind of helicarrier or whatnot.
Yeah.
Sam is about to go off to a mission to find the Flag Smashers,
Yep.
and Bucky confronts him, saying, "Hey, you know, you should have never
Why'd you give
given
the
up the
shield? Yeah.
shield. Why do you give up the shield?" And then Sam's deflecting. I don't answer it. And then there's that winner line. Did I save it? No.
Just the big
Um,
three.
so they talk about the big three first. Like, yeah, we're
Yeah.
dealing with the big three. Like, what big three? Yeah, what big three? The big three. Um, Androids, wizards, and
Aliens.
aliens. That's cool. That's cool. It's a funny scene. It really shows how big the MCU is, right? Like when you hear that scene, you know what they're talking about. Like, oh, okay,
I
cool.
love that it's so casual also. It's like, hey,
Yeah,
that's what we fought. Aliens, robots. It's like, what the F? That's what you
that's
guys
what
fought?
that's what the Disney Plus does on purpose. They're giving you breadcrumbs of what happened in the past
For
to
sure.
hook you. And apparently, like, yeah, you were part of this journey. You know what we're
Yeah.
talking about,
Yep.
right? So, anyways, so they talk about that and they talk about Red Wings for a bit. But the line that stands out there was when they talk about. There's a line that Sam says, "You're not gonna come here in your overextended life and talk to me about my rights."
Yep.
So obviously, that's very foreshadowing that racial injustice theme the show
Yeah.
has.
Mm.
I mean, I feel like that line came out of nowhere. If I was Bucky, I'd be like, "Yo,
What the F,
calm
dude?
down."
Yeah.
I was like, I'm. If there was something you were implying, that's not what I was
Yeah.
implying. You know, like
But
where
then
is this
again,
coming from? Because
you
I
could
think he
say
got
he's already,
triggered.
yeah,
He
he's
got
on edge
triggered,
already.
right? He's on
Yeah.
edge because of the John Walker announcement.
Yep.
So
Yep.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll excuse that. So we jump to the scene where they're both in the plane. They have this like semi eye staring contest because Bucky has a eye staring thing going on with him. Whatever. So Falcon prepares to jump out, and then Bucky's all like, "What's your plan?" Sam's all not saying anything and just jumps out. And then Sam's all like, like he's like, "Oh, how far? Where's the chute? There's no chute. We're too low." And male testosterone, ego, whatever.
He
He goes
just
like, no,
jumps
I
off.
don't need it. Fucking just jumps off, man. He just jumps off. So I have a question there. So he doesn't get injured. Like I know
Um,
he's a cyborg. Is he
yeah.
fully a cyborg?
Okay, this is what I wanted to ask.
What are the rules?
This is what I wanted to ask you. So number one, he has the arm made of vibranium.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sorry if I never caught this. Was Winter Soldier ever inject? He was injected with a super serum, right?
No.
No, he was not.
That I don't think that was clear because Steve got the serum and then Bucky was a sidekick. They did their escapades, saving the
Then
world,
Hydra got him.
and then they were in the train, and then Bucky
Yeah,
fell, and then splat, and then he was experimented by Russians,
yeah,
and I'm not
Hydra
sure.
basically.
Yeah, Hydra.
Yeah,
I don't think it was ever confirmed he had the serum. You
I mean,
know,
because I guess because again, spoilers for episode 2. He fought with Isaiah, and I'm guessing they have a history with each other. He knew about the super serum
no, he
Isaiah.
has. Yes.
He has, right? So
Yes,
that
yes, yes.
explains. I mean, because the Cap also jumps off shit and
Mm,
uses his shield
yeah,
as like blocker. This time he uses his
yeah,
arm. So I
yeah.
think that's what explains it.
Okay, okay, okay. That's clear. Um, so yeah, from there, so Sam falls down, Red Wing comes in, Bucky's like, you know what, get any closer to me, I'm gonna destroy your
Yeah.
little Red Wing, whatever. And then they all sneak into the building where the flag smashers are. A little banter here. This I like this. This is where you see
The
because the
chemistry.
show, yeah, the chemistry shines, and the show was pegged as a buddy cop
Yeah,
movie or show, and this is where you see it. This is
for sure.
very Lethal Weapon, really. I felt it.
Yeah.
I felt
Lethal
Lethal
Weapon, Rush
Weapon, Rush
Hour.
Hour,
Yeah,
exactly. So you feel it,
yeah.
and good thing and bad thing. I'll get to that in a few. So there's a funny line I just wanted to call out where Bucky was like sneaking in, and then Sam's
Mm.
like, look at this guy being all stealthy. A little time in Wakanda and you're White Panther. And then Bucky's all like, it's actually the White Wolf. I'm
The
like, my
White
God,
Wolf.
the world building here. They're just like, they just keep giving and giving, you know? And then we cut to how they see the goons, and then Bucky's like, you know what, let's infiltrate, and then Sam's like, no,
Yep.
let's wait. Bucky's
Let's
like, let's
wait.
go. So Bucky goes right away, and then Falcon follows right after, and he's like, they're like, yo, what I miss? And then they're like, oh, nothing. And they're like, whatever. There's a cute funny banter
Yeah.
there, really. It's a very buddy cop moment. But when that was happening, it really felt like that scene, it was very improv, right? I felt like they were going off script there. And I felt like
Could be.
I love the chemistry they have, but sometimes you need to pull back.
Yeah.
Because I was losing sense of the character na eh.
Yeah.
Like I was starting to watch Anthony Mackie, not Falcon. The lines were getting blurred. And it's cool. Maybe some characters and actors, it could be merged. Like Tony Stark and Robert Downey.
Yeah.
But Falcon and Anthony Mackie, I never got the idea that they were the same, like they were one and
But
the
I
same.
think it could. I mean, it could probably be improv, but it could also be again, because as we discussed in the last review of episode 1, they're trying to expand these characters. So I think that's part of it, where um they're trying to expand how Falcon acts, how the Winter Soldier acts, trying to make them more quote unquote human. And again, part of that is the dialogue, the banter, the communication
Yeah,
between the two. So I think
yeah,
that's what they were going for, especially
yeah.
on the side of Winter Soldier, because like Sebastian Stan is a pretty good comedic actor, and I guess they wanted to expand that
Really?
more
I
in
did
this series.
not really. I don't know Sebastian Stan as an actor really. So, yeah. Any movies? Have you seen any
I
movies with
forget.
him?
He just played a contrabida in one movie that I watched. It was pretty funny.
Gotcha, gotcha. All right, so moving on. So after that scene, they chase the truck.
Oh, because
So
they
they
see that
follow,
they think someone's captive on the truck.
yeah, like a prisoner or whatever, a
Yeah,
hostage. So they chase the truck. Basically, the flag smashers have some kind of operations. Seems like they're smuggling vaccines, very
yeah,
applicable to now, obviously. They run out, and then you have this shot of Bucky like running,
Yeah.
chasing the trucks, and it reminded me of Infinity War when when Steve and T'Challa were running. Black Panther were
Oh
running
yeah,
Infinity War
yeah, yeah,
super fast. I'm like, yeah, it looks exactly the same. That's cool. So they run. So sorry, I'm just reading. So Bucky and Falcon chase a truck. So Bucky hangs on to one truck, opens the door, comes in, sees vaccines. I don't know what the vaccines are for. Is there a pandemic going on there? I don't know.
Did they
A
say
kid
it was
comes.
vaccines?
Yes, someone said it was
It
vaccines
did.
prior to that. Yeah, they did.
Oh,
They did.
I'm not sure. Then I'm not sure. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they said someone
It
said it
wasn't
was a vaccine.
after.
No. I'm pretty sure it's
Okay.
before or during
Okay.
or before or during when Bucky was inside the truck already.
Yeah, when he saw the truck, yeah. Then
Anyways,
he saw that it might be vaccines. Yeah.
yeah. So either or. So a kid comes out, looks innocent, and is like, "Hey, there's a kid here." Whatever. Turns out the kid is part of Flag Smashers. Wears a mask, kicks
Kicks
Bucky
his
out of the
ass.
truck, kicks his ass. Bucky gets pushed back into the truck, and then the fight scene occurs. There's a little
Yeah.
MCU fight scene moment here.
I have a question for you
Chino?
about the fight scene. And this is again our friend J. I think it was Javi. Sorry, who mentioned this. It seems like the Winter Soldier got nerfed. He is in that episode. He wasn't as strong as I thought he would be.
I rewatched the episode prior to this, obviously. And as I was rewatching it, I took Javi's comment into consideration.
Yeah.
I didn't really see it.
You didn't see it? Huh, interesting.
I didn't
Because
really
like
see it.
I guess if you're comparing it to the fight scene in
Winter Soldier.
no, Winter's not Winter Soldier. Civil War, where he fights Nat, then he fights the others.
Yeah, which I
start
saw
Civil
fight
War.
scenes recently, and I feel like kasi, I mean, this is theories already. I feel like in that scene, in that truck scene, he was fighting super soldiers.
Well, that's
So
yeah.
when they deal blows, I don't think you can visually see how hard
Tough,
it's
yeah.
being. Yeah, right.
Tough,
But more
yeah.
than that, I feel like also Winter Soldier holds his punches na. Because in the first episode, he said na all he knows is fighting eh. So
Yeah.
I feel like he kind of just doesn't want to fucking fight anymore. I don't know. Might be me overthinking it, but that was after my fifth, sixth viewing. After hearing Javi's thing,
Yeah.
like the general audience, you wouldn't have that mindset. But like, maybe he just doesn't want to fight anymore. I don't know. That's my excuse. That's me trying to find an
maybe
answer.
Maybe the super soldiers really are that strong.
Or that, like he's really giving his all, but it's really nothing. Right? So yeah, maybe that's possible. But yeah, right. So we jump into fighting insurance. So I got this soundbite from my favorite YouTubers, kind of funny. They were saying this is MCU fight scene done perfectly. I'm like, what is an MCU fight scene done perfectly? And then they were like, you need to have your flashy moments.
Yeah.
You need to have banter between heroes. Because now MCU fight scenes isn't just that one hero. It's usually hero plus a supporting.
Yeah.
You need to have the banter with the hero. But on top of that, you need to have those moments where they're serious. So like, okay, we're bantering, and then after a few seconds, the situation is serious.
Yeah.
And they do that here.
Yeah. The formula's all there.
Yeah, the formula's all there. Like you see the banter Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, and it becomes serious when the Flag Smashers. And it's just done so well. So yeah. Anyways, so fight scene occurs, and then Mr. Captain Not America comes in through a helicopter, jumps in from a helicopter, and then his sidekick comes in.
Don't you?
And then they issued.
Doesn't it make you not like him more that he's the one saving their asses?
It's like, dude, you don't need to save them. God, guys.
But in reality, he needed to. They were getting
it's
their
his
asses
job.
kicked.
It's his job. I know
Falcon
it's his job.
Falcon and Winter Soldier were getting their asses kicked. So it grates you on the inside that they actually needed
Yeah. But
the intervening
yeah,
John Walker.
yeah. So yeah. Yeah. No, my USB C. Sorry, hold on. The black one. Oh no, it's here. It's here. Sorry, guys. So yeah, so in that scene when John Walker comes in, sorry, the screen turned black. So when John Walker comes in with the sidekick, they fight, cool moments, and then there's that moment. I'm not sure if you caught it, Cheens, where Not America throws a shield,
Yeah,
bounces back, and
yeah,
then Bucky catches it.
and hands it off to him.
He doesn't hand it off to him. He
Oh,
doesn't.
oh, he
He
doesn't.
holds it and he looks at
Yeah, he
it,
holds it. Yeah.
and then Not America grabs it.
Oh, okay, okay,
And
okay.
then you see like a brief expression in his face. He's kind of annoyed. Like you could tell na he just
Yeah.
didn't want to give it back.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
if he could have, he would have just ran.
Yep.
If he had super speed or flight, he would just like fuck you, I'm out. Right. So nice moment. It really shows how this show is about. Like one of the themes they're dealing with is the battle for the mantle, right?
Yep.
Like who does it? Who owns it? John Walker, Sam, or Bucky. So love that moment. And then afterwards, another thing I wanted to call out is that there was a shot of Not America fighting with the Flag Smashers, and he takes out a gun.
Oh yeah.
He had a gun and he shoots. And I'm like, that goes to show that you're just a soldier dressed up. You're not Captain America. Captain America started as a soldier, but he became more than that. You are really just a soldier through. I'm not saying that's bad,
Yeah.
but you're just a soldier, and that's it. You're not Captain America. You're a soldier. You should
And
stay a soldier.
and if we're going to go to the comic book history of it, and I'm discussing based off the deep dive I read about John Walker. He was first introduced as another version of Captain America, as like the polar opposite of Captain America, as someone patriotism done bad, basically, as someone
Yeah,
who will get make sure to defend his country through any means necessary. So
yeah,
it was depicted that he was more brutal. He had more vicious tactics than the white pure Steve Rogers Captain America. And I guess pulling
yeah.
out a gun is just a symbol of all of that.
It's true because that topic alone could have its own thing. If you guys want to
Yeah.
know, if you guys want us to delve in that topic, let us know. But
Yeah.
like, it's a good thing to talk about, right? Like, in reality, it's like, okay, in the perfect world, Steve Rogers is our Captain America. But in the real world, it feels like more of a John Walker, like would
Yep.
be Captain America, right? Interesting to talk about. But yeah, okay. So moving on from there, there's a scene where like Bucky gets punched and then he falls under the truck, holds on to the side with one arm with his robotic arm, and then Sam sees him and he goes like, "Man, you got kicked by a girl." Saves Bucky by sliding underneath
Yeah.
one truck
Sliding
to the
under the
other
truck.
truck. Yeah, grabs him and whatever. And then there's that. And then after that scene, we cut back to Not America. And the sidekick gets kicked or punched or something out of the
Hmm.
truck. And then as he's about to fall, Captain Not America throws his shield, catches him.
Throws a shield to
Props,
save him. Gr-
props were there. I'm
Props
like,
to
okay,
that.
cool.
Props to that. That's smart
Right?
thinking. Quick
I
thinking.
mean, like, right? You get some brownie
He
points
knows
there.
how to use the shield.
Yeah, he knows how to use a shield, so I'll give you that. So from there, excuse me. We cut. Oh, so the sidekicks out. Excuse me. There you go. That was a hiccup. Burp. I was waiting for. So, Flag Smashers versus Captain America. Captain America gets punched, kicked, or whatever, loses, and that scene,
Gets
and
his
we cut the
ass
scene of
kicked.
gets his ass kicked indeed. So Sam and Bucky walk. Like you cut to the scene of Sam and Bucky walking, and then they have like a quick banter. And then next thing you know, a truck shows up or a SUV or soldier truck or
Military
whatever
truck.
shows up, the military truck, and then shows up, and then not America's in there with his sidekick, convinces them to ride in the truck with them because it's a far walk. So as that happens, they're talking about who the villains are. Are they part of the big three? And then they find out, oh man, the big three is like a real thing or whatever. And then I think it's Falcon who goes like, "Yo, they might be super soldiers," and the sidekick goes like, super soldiers? Are you sure?" or something like that, which led me to believe like, I guess I took that as a hint that maybe John Walker and or the sidekick are gonna take the serum.
I mean, if you're
So
basing it off the comics, and a scene that I don't know if we'll discuss later. There's a scene there that foreshadows whatever happens in the comics.
I'm not sure about that, but I'm
Yeah.
excited to know. Let me know. But for me, how I saw that when that line when that line was said by the sidekick, like, super soldiers, really? For me, that already goes to show, na parang like, man, you guys need. It's kind of
Powers.
Steve Rogers didn't need the super serum to
Yeah.
be Captain America.
Because he
It's the
had the
values.
values of Captain
He had the
America.
values. These guys are seeing it in a different light. Na parang like, okay, I really just need the super strength just to be Captain
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you guys are
And I
missing the
mean,
fucking
if
point.
you think about it, we're looking at it as a story. They're
Yeah,
in the real world where they see Captain America kicking ass. So they
yeah,
want to have that. So it's
yeah,
understandable why they want to have that.
yeah. So yeah, I love what they built there. Like, it's really done
Yep.
well. It's like this is where the Marvel Studio shines. It's like they're moving so many pieces, and like you can already see where they're trying to bring things. And like, okay, I know what you're trying to do and whatnot. It's
Another
done
thing
so
that
well.
happened in that scene is Haskins, the sidekick, introduces
Yeah,
himself as Battlestar. I
Battlestar. It
love
came out
how
of
he just
nowhere.
and it
It
happens
just
in
went to it.
multiple MCU properties where they just casually
Name drop their
introduce
name.
someone. Yeah, they just casually introduce someone from the Marvel comics that you don't know about. And right as he said that, I paused it and I searched Battlestar Marvel on Wikipedia, and it's like, oh, okay, so this is what happens.
When he said his name, that was in that scene. Like, oh,
Yeah,
what's your name? Battlestar. And then Bucky's like,
yeah,
stop the car.
yeah.
Like,
Stop the car. It's like fuck this.
so funny. But yeah. All right. So moving on. We cut to the scene of there's a line that's said here by I forgot who said this. Oh, it's Anthony. No, it's Bucky. Just because you have the shield doesn't make you Captain America. Have you ever jumped on top of a grenade?
Yeah,
A throwback to
yeah.
First
To
Avenger,
Captain America
right?
1. Yeah.
Captain America, yeah. There's a meme going on that Falcon should have said, "Have you ever carried Mjolnir?" That would have been because, like, fucking,
We would have popped.
yeah. John Walker had an answer. He's like, "Yeah, I did it. Whatever. I used the shield." That would have been a better response. That's actually a good
Yeah,
call out.
yeah.
That's a misstep of Marvel Studios because I felt like Bucky would have said that, use that as an example. But anyways, moving on. So Bucky and Sam, they get off after talking about. Bucky stops the truck
Yeah.
after
Then they
Battlestar
get
says
off.
his name, and then Cheese, I'll need your help from here. Oh no, prior to that, they say how the reason why John Walker located Falcon and Winter Soldiers because Red Wing is being tracked by the
Yeah,
government,
it's
and Red
government
Wing
property.
is covered by government. So it's like I'm interested to see where they take this because I think this goes back to our first episode.
Yeah.
Is the Avengers funded by the government or not? Because they're using government equipment. So
Well,
this needs to be
yeah,
resolved.
it's government equipment.
This
But
needs to be resolved.
I wanted to clarify something. The Falcon suit that he uses is government tech, right? Not Stark tech.
I mean, there's no proof that it's Stark Tech. Ah,
Yeah.
no, even in Civil War, it's not Stark Tech. That's
Okay.
a
Okay.
government project of theirs, like yung
It's a
mga
government project. Yeah. So
flying
it's
people.
it is indeed government property. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So we cut to that, and then all right, I'm gonna need Chino's help here because I didn't finish the notes because I had to move on to watching Godzilla versus Kong, which I'll review hopefully in a few days. But
Yeah.
anyways, so after
There's a
that,
scene after this. I don't know. I'm sure you remember it, where it's the Flag Smashers going to this hideout.
yeah,
They were
yeah,
introduced by this host, and it's a basically nothing scene except for one particular part where the girl receives a text where she says, You got something from me. Now I will hunt you down."
yeah.
Now
I don't.
looking
Uh, mm.
again, looking I read a couple of articles and looking at the history of both Battlestar and I'm gonna call him US agent because that's what John Walker is known
That's
for.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
In the movies, in the comics, sorry, they have the super serum injected to them by this villain called the Power Broker,
Mm.
and I believe that this Power Broker was the one that texted that because I think the vaccines that they stole were super serums. So Power
Oh,
Broker, this Power Broker probably has some collection of super serums that the Flag Smasher stole from. Then I guess this is just prediction on my end. Somehow John Walker and Battlestar get to the Power Broker and they do a deal of, hey, if you deal with the Flag Smashers, I'll give you the Super Serum if you deal with the Flag Smashers. And I think that's how they get their
mm.
powers.
Interesting. That's interesting. Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, all right. So moving on. So from that scene, we cut to a scene of uh so they get off the SUV van with John Walker, and then they say they need to learn more about Hydra.
Yep,
And Bucky's like, I know
I know
someone,
someone.
like I know someone. And then we cut to a scene where they go to like a suburb of some sort, and they
Yeah,
enter a house, and then they're greeted by some kid. And then has this kid. I mean, he is
sort of the
definitely
apprehension.
he's yeah, he's no, he's gonna have a role in the future. Again, spoiler alert, guys. So
I already know what
brief,
you're talking. I was going to say it. I was going to say it if you weren't
yeah.
going to say it.
So again, guys, just again, so spoiler alert, right? Apparently, this kid is part of the Young
The
Avengers.
Patriot.
So cool, yeah, Patriot. Cool to see where they take him. Whatever. I make again, that's the world building part. I'm not too focused on that. I'm dealing with what's happening now in the show. So we meet Isaiah. I forget his last name. And excuse me, sorry guys. I've been drinking a lot of beer. So what happens is they meet Isaiah, and we find out that uh he has had the captain
Yeah, the
the
Super
super
Serum
soldier
injected to him
serum. Yeah, like way back when, same time as Captain America.
a bit
I'm not
after.
sure, but yeah,
I think it's a bit
and
after.
but the thing is, he's been held in captivity. They've hid it from the world, right?
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
just hits home because it's like you're hiding a black Captain America and you have a white Captain America. Right then
No,
and
and
there,
they wrongfully
yeah,
jailed him too.
yeah. And in the comics, he was, yeah, no, they even say it in the episode. He's been tortured or whatever, experimented
I
on,
think
whatever.
he also alluded to because he said his guys his guys meaning Winter Soldier tested on him. So does that
Meaning
mean
Hydra,
Hydra? Yeah, right.
Hydra,
Hydra. Yeah.
Hydra. Yeah. So at that moment, I was like, oh shit, they're going hard. I feel like what they're trying to tackle is something so heavy. What Marvel is trying to
Yeah, for
tackle,
sure.
it's very heavy. I don't. I'm very interested to see if they could nail it or not because I feel like this is an ongoing topic, right? The Black Lives Movement
I
thing, Black
think
Lives Matter. We
I
don't like
think
what it
to
go.
us who are not really like we're aware of the issues, but we're not really in tune with it. So like international viewers who are aware and who sympathize with the Black Lives Matter movement will acknowledge that they are hitting it, and if they hit it at least even remotely well, will say that hey, they did a pretty good job. But this is just me guessing on some point. The people in the black community will probably either think they didn't do enough or that it was very shallow, as a shallow representation of what actually happens, only because they've experienced really the deep cut of it, and what they see is probably something that like doesn't pale that pales in comparison to what actually is happening.
Yeah, yeah. If they drop the ball, those are
No, that's gonna
big.
be horrible.
Like if just
I don't
one
think they
time they
will.
shouldn't drop the ball, it's not they shouldn't be dropping the ball here.
I don't think they will, but I think it's going to be received not glowingly. Like either to the people that actually experience it, so all these culture people that are black, they're probably going to say that it's either too shallow of a representation, or that it's not reflective of what actually is happening. It's something I
Yeah, yeah.
think, because like I mean, I guess we're going to go on a broader politics based thing na they it's not even profitable, but it gets them in the cultural zeitgeist for them to include this in. But of course, they still have a story to tell, so
Yeah.
they're trying to fit that type of um, the Black Lives Matter thing into the story they're telling. So
Yeah.
as they're trying to fit it into the story they're telling, a lot of stuff is shaven off. So it might not be 100% a representation of what actually is happening.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, so completely agree. But moving on from that, from the scene of Isaiah, we cut to Bucky and Sam walking out, and they're like, "What?" Sam's like, "You never told me there was a black Captain
Yep.
America. Did Steve know?" Bucky's like, "No, he never knew. I
I
didn't
didn't
tell
even tell
him."
Steve. Yeah.
Yeah, and then cop car comes in right away. Like, is this man bothering you? And then right then and there, you understand.
Yep.
You
You
gotta be an
understand what they're
idiot.
trying to show. Yeah.
You know what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Now let me
Yep.
ask you: did it feel forced for you?
No, because in the sense that I already know that they were discussing it based on what happened in Ep 1 and what happened in Ep 2 with Isaiah. So it's already an ongoing discussion. So that is just basically a continuation of it. Though I understand why that particular scene by itself would, some people would think that it feels forced.
Yeah,
But
for
again,
me,
it's
kasi,
also
yep.
I think it's also a plot tool to uh get back to the later scenes, which is of him missing his court mandated therapy session, which leads to again John Walker bailing them out. So I think it was a plot tool
Yeah.
to get to that. It's just an added thing that it shows that relevant thing that happened in the States now.
Me, kasi, I guess it's like a realization, right? And when I was watching it, I've watched it 5 times already, and every time I watch that scene, it's like, for me, it comes out of nowhere. Like, what the hell? It's just like two guys talking, and like randomly a police car shows up because you guys are trying to have this message of you know the racial injustice that's happening. But then I start to realize, like, what if that is the life of, like, you know black people? Like, they're
It
literally
is.
just
It's hey
walk
man, that's what
exactly.
happened.
No, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But like, that's where I was seeing it. Now, as a viewer, like as a guy who loves movie and shows, right? I'm like, what, dude? They were just walking in the street. It doesn't make sense. Like, as a movie critic or show critic, it doesn't make sense. But then I started analyzing it. I'm like, huh. I think that's how it really goes. Like,
Yeah. And
that's
plus
that's
the
just
whole
it.
I
That's
mean,
just
that's
it.
not the entire scene. Because like right, they were confronting Falcon, and then the partner's like, "Hey, that's Falcon." Suddenly, his whole tone shifts because,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
again, so it's adding layers and layers on top of that storytelling.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, but yeah, that scene is really good. Really opened up my eyes. I'm probably like, I guess like yeah.
I'm
For
listening now.
me,
I'm
it
just gonna
seems
charge my phone.
yeah. For me, it seems super random as a movie. I mean, I know it happens in real life, but seeing it in a movie, I felt so disconnected. But I'm like, huh, it's not really that disconnected because it's really what's happening in real life. But
Yeah.
anyways, we move on afterwards. They're like, okay, so the cops are like, okay, what's going on here? Is there an issue? And they're like, no, there's no issue here. Sam's like, there's no issue here. And then Bucky's like, yeah, there's no issue here. And then turns out that there's a arrest warrant or
Yeah.
something for Sam. I'm like,
No,
whatever.
for
So they have to
Bucky.
arrest for Bucky.
Yeah, because didn't he miss his court mandated therapy session?
There you go. For Bucky. So they have to take Bucky in. So they go to the police precinct, and then we find out that it's Captain Not America, the one that got them caught. And then he does the douchey things like it was me.
I don't think that he got them caught. He's just the one that bailed
No,
them out. Really?
no,
He's the
he
one that
got them
got them
caught.
caught?
He was like, it was
Oh.
me. Yeah.
I thought he was
Sorry.
me because, like, parang they said that someone bailed you out. Then it's like
I might be
it
wrong then.
pans.
Maybe.
Yeah, it pans to him because I think it's the therapist that's like, hey, you could have been arrested, but someone, my superior, someone from the government, got you out. Then it
Yeah.
pans to John Walker. It's like, it was me.
Yeah. So we jumped yeah, so from there we jumped to this scene where after that, we have this moment of Sam and Bucky with the therapist,
That
and
felt
then
forced.
that for me it was I mean, I don't at this point I lost my notes here guys, so I'm going by memory. At this point, I remember like the therapist wanted to do like different therapy
Yeah.
things like tactics that didn't work, but they eventually had to face one another. And I'm like, okay, first of all, is
There,
this really a therapy tactic? I don't know. And then go close to one another. And I'm like, all right. And then like they're already fucking like
yeah,
knee to knee. And like,
yeah.
no, closer. As a therapist, would you say that? And like,
Well,
huh?
again,
How
it
closer can you guys get?
I think it in episode one, they developed this therapist as someone who's very aggressive and who's very authoritarian. Because I think she's a military therapist. So
Yeah,
I
but
think
they're
it's just
knee to
on
knee.
brand. But
What
like,
else
yeah,
is the
no,
option? What else
I
can they
didn't like the
do?
scene because it felt too forced. But I like where it led to, where I it finally goes to show the bitterness that Bucky had with Sam giving up the shield. Because I don't know if you
That one
remember,
line,
yeah,
mm,
he
sorry.
says that
Go ahead.
uh parang I'm paraphrasing here, but he's angry at Sam for giving up the shield because Cap chose Sam over him. So what does that mean if you're giving it up when Cap chose you over him?
If he was wrong about
Yeah,
you, he's wrong
yeah,
about me.
yeah.
That shit hits
Great,
so
yeah, great
hard.
line, great line.
So good, so good, so good, so good, so good. At that point, like that's the only saving line in that scene. But other than
Basically,
that, it's
like
like
I hated the scene, but it led to something really great.
where they had to sit like that, and
Yeah.
like I don't know. I love the banter
Oh,
between you
yeah.
two, but like
It felt
fucking
forced for me.
have your limits, play your
Yeah,
roles. Like
yeah.
knowing Bucky and Sam sitting like that, that's not gonna happen.
No,
It's
and
not
it
gonna
felt forced
happen.
for me.
Not gonna happen. So it felt very, very forced. So I hope they tone it down because if that continues to happen, it's gonna
It
affect my
cheapens it.
experience. Yeah, it cheapens it. It'll affect my experience with the
Yeah.
show. So afterwards, so that scene ends. I'm not sure if there's anything you want to mention in that scene, but that scene ends, and then from there, Bucky and Sam leave the precinct, and then they see Captain Not America and Battlestar. They turn on their siren, which is so douchey. Whatever calls them, they meet up, and they talk about how they should work together, and
Yeah.
capture the whatever
Brought up
smashing or
valid
whatever.
points though. They
Yeah,
brought up valid points. It's just that Falcon also gave a valid point na the
yeah,
law restricts how you guys operate. We are
yep,
not restricted in how we
yeah.
operate, which I
You're
really think is a foreshadowing to um the limitations both physically and law wise to both Battlestar and John Walker, which will again lead them to doing something drastic, which I predict would be having the super serum injected to them.
I really see the opposite. I'm gonna be like, man, I can't be under the government's law. I gotta work with
Yeah,
these
yeah,
freelancers.
yeah.
Exciting to see where it'll turn out. But anyway,
Plus,
so we
like,
cut.
doesn't it make you, especially, diba, they rejected John Walker's offer. The line that made me really think that he's gonna be a villain, or at least someone that gets in the way of Falcon and Winter Soldier, is that if you're not gonna work with us, then stay the hell out of our way.
Oh my
That
god, that
really
line.
goes to show. First, it annoyed all the people that already hated him, but secondly, goes to show that
Everyone.
they're going to clash, and he's gonna be in the way of whatever Falcon and the Winter Soldier want to do. So I think
Mhm,
in
mhm.
that sense, if de facto good guys are Falcon and Winter Soldier, then he's a de facto bad guy. That's why I think eventually he'll become a bad guy.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we only have a few more episodes to go. But
Are
yeah,
we
I
going
love
to
that scene
discuss
where he's
that
like,
killer last scene?
yeah, of course. We'll go. We'll get there. We'll get
Yeah,
there. So yeah, what you're saying, like, he's like, hey, just don't get out of our way, and then he turns around and he leaves, and then you see the shot of
yeah,
the shield. I'm like,
yep.
oh my god, that line followed by that shield, seeing the shield. It's like
The shot. Yeah,
you do not put those two together. It's like,
they really
oh
know
my
how to play
god.
with our emotions, dude. It's crazy,
It's so annoying. It's like
right?
you're purposely tainting the fucking shield. Oh god, I hate it. So after that scene, we cut to it's Bucky and Sam again, right? And they're talking
Talking.
like, hey, we need to learn more about Hydra and
Yep.
Hydra. We need to learn more about Hydra or the super
Yeah.
soldiers. Either or. They
Hydra.
need to
Hydra.
learn more
Hydra.
about them. There's only one more person we know about. And then they're
It was
like,
Bucky
and then
who suggested the idea, right?
yeah, and then Sam got the hints. Like, yeah, are you sure
Yeah.
about this? And like, yeah, let's go see him.
No, they
And
say
they're
his
like,
name. Let's
or
go
like,
see
yeah,
Zemo.
it's like, let's go see Zemo. And then you have orchestra music and some prison, right? Like orchestra music, and then
Orchestra music, and
right,
then just him looking up. Ah,
like him
beautiful.
looking up, looks
Yeah.
good, looks really good. Um, it so that recaps the entire second episode, and I mean, at that point, by the end, I was like, okay, I'm fully invested. I know
Oh,
what you
for
guys are
sure.
trying to, like, you guys are really trying to. It's a narrative that I haven't really seen in MCU. It's like they're dealing with so many themes here, like
Yeah.
passing off the mantle. You're dealing with racial inequality, and then you're
Yeah.
open. You're talking about trauma. I feel like
Yeah.
trauma is the like it's an occurring theme here because
Yeah.
like there's the trauma
Winter
of
Soldier.
Steve Rogers of Winter Soldier, right? So
Yeah.
I'm very curious. That's why I'm more invested with Winter Soldier because what is the resolve there?
Yeah.
Like, does he get? Is he like forgiven with from everything he's done and he becomes Captain America at the end? Because I'm still kind of hopeful that he becomes Captain America.
I doubt it.
I'd want him.
I doubt it.
Realistically, in the MCU universe, there's no way he could be forgiven. But for me, it just feels like, man, it's just like I don't know. He should have the mantle,
Yeah.
whatever. But like, I'm excited to see how they tackle it. But yeah, Chinzy, what do you think overall? Episode two after everything.
Again, I found it slower than I thought it would be, but they hit a lot of good points. And again, I think this was another setting of what will happen for the episodes to come. And I predict the next couple of episodes, that's when it starts ramping up in terms of both plot progression and actual action. And I'm excited to see it because there's only 6 episodes. We're getting into the second third of the series with episode 3 and episode 4. So we'll see what happens there.
All right, last question before we end. There was an interview that said there might again they're teasing another cameo. Now let's just say it's true that there is a cameo. Who is it for you?
Ooh, I didn't even know about this. So it's not something um that's seen in the trailer, I assume, right? So we're
Because
canceling
that's
out
in the trailer
Zemo.
already.
We're canceling
Yeah.
out Zemo. We're
Zemo,
canceling out Sharon
Sharon.
Carter.
Yeah.
So, if it's a cameo, I'm guessing it's along the lines of the Rhodey cameo. So I think it's another person in the Avengers. That's what I think.
You don't think
I
they do
either
old man Cap?
I don't think so. That's too much. I think the sleeper pick would be a Red Skull cameo.
That's not possible.
How? Why?
He's in the thing.
Can't he like leave for a while? I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I think he would have done it like way before.
Well, true. I don't know. It could be a hero. It could be a villain. I'm not sure. I don't think it's
Yeah.
Cap though.
All right, that's fine. So, all right, I'll recap everything. All right, guys, recap everything. So, you see, I always do that. I don't know. It's a fucking gesture of mine. I don't know, guys. Help me fix it. I gotta stop doing this. It's like an awkward thing I do. Anyways, we did not beat our time. We actually extended,
We actually extended.
even with
That's
less
what I-
amount of people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you got
But I
work
think
to do,
'cause-
guys.
I think episode 2 had more meat to the bone. There's a lot more to discuss than episode 1.
We'll figure it, guys. Don't worry. We'll shorten it down. We'll get the hang of it. But
Or we'll die
closing
trying.
remark, or we'll die trying. Exactly. So I don't know. The guys, ladies and gentlemen, that are viewing. What are your thoughts on the second episode? Do you guys like it? Do you guys not like it? Are you guys in the same camp as Chino over here, who thinks that John Walker is really going to be a villain? Because I personally don't think he's going to be a villain. I feel like he's
Well,
portrayed as a villain, but at mm-hmm.
He could be a hindrance to Falcon and Winter Soldier. Which in the show
Is that what you guys
is
think?
basically the villain.
I think he's just a hindrance at the start, but at the end of it, he's really, really a good guy. And there's
I mean,
another
probably.
villain. Might be Zemo or whatever.
I mean, he's not the
So-
main villain for sure, but he's going to be a hindrance for a majority of
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah. Let me know in the comment sections down below. So I guess that wraps up for our second episode. I guess now we can finally have a more updated live review with episode 3.
Yep.
Excuse me, I keep burping with fucking beer. So a live thing with episode 3 this Friday. Maybe you could do it on
We'll see.
Saturday.
We'll see.
We'll see. Let's see the views of this hour-long episode.
We'll be better. We'll
We'll get better, guys. If you guys get to this point in the video, I'm fucking
Props.
props to you guys. You know what? Just for fun, next time we have me. So if you guys don't know, I work in Picaru. My good friend here, Chino, works in Food Panda. If you guys make it this far, I'm already I'm not speaking on your behalf, Cheese. I'm speaking my behalf. If you guys make it far to this episode, I'm gonna drop like a Picaru code here.
I'll
What?
see if I can drop one also. I'm not in the marketing like you are, so you have all the codes. But
No, well,
can
I
see what can
gotta
do.
prove to the marketing team that there's like returns. At least may 1,000
Yeah.
views. Maniniwala na yan. Guy, I mean, one of these days we'll have like a friendly contest here. Whatever. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed our second episode. If you
Thanks to those
I
of you,
dropped the
man.
thing. Yeah, I know.
Nice.
You guys are like an hour long. Like props to you guys. I hope we
Props
were
to you guys.
entertaining. We'll try to condense it in the future. If you guys like what we saw, make sure you
Yeah.
guys click the
This
thumbs
podcast
up.
is
The
basically how we
usuals.
discuss stuff in real life. So we'll try to actually make it
Yeah.
a podcast.
That's basically it. All right, I'm gonna end this podcast. All right, jeans,
Thank you, good
stay.
sir.
Hold on. Yeah, bye. Till the next one, guys. Love you.
Peace out.